Guys, you're not gonna believe this. The live-action Moana movie did not do well at the box office. Who would have thought a Disney live-action remake of an animated movie that came out 10 years ago wouldn't do so well? It was initially projected to open somewhere between $60 and $65 million domestically. Instead, it opened to around $43 million. Compare that to Moana 2, which made about $140 million over the traditional weekend and about $225 million over the full 5-day weekend, including Thanksgiving. This one didn't even get half of that. It also got one of the worst Rotten Tomatoes scores of any Disney live-action remake, sitting at 34%. Even Snow White managed to get 39%. The audience score sits at 90%, though audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes are apparently easy to inflate. For reference, Melania Trump's memoir movie got 99% audience score. Disney took that 90% and built a promotional push around it, calling the movie verified hot and the #1 movie in the world. Somehow this all adds up to a 5.8 on IMDb and a 3.6 on Metacritic. I think they should have seen this coming from the dislike ratio on every trailer they put out on YouTube, though I'm sure that gets waved off as irrelevant the same way the dislike ratio on Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey trailer got waved off. Frankly, I would have given these live-action remakes a bit more benefit of the doubt, but that ended after what they did to the live-action Stitch movie. In that movie, Captain Gantu was basically erased from existence, Jumba got turned into a comical, one-dimensional villain with no redeeming qualities, and Nani ended up leaving Lilo behind to study marine biology at a university in California, despite the University of Hawaii offering one of the best marine biology programs in the world, usually with free or heavily discounted tuition for native Hawaiian residents. But I digress. Someone on Reddit sums it up pretty well. The Moana live-action movie barely qualifies as live action to begin with. Almost the entire movie takes place at sea, and there are only 2 human characters outside the opening, and one of them spends half the film turned into an animal. The ocean, the enemies, the animals, nearly all of it is CGI. The actress playing Moana might be the only live-action real thing in frame, and everything around her is a green screen. Anyway, here's how people on Twitter reacted to this. Nobody understands what The Rock is doing. It's an act for and by humanity. He took down the Snyderverse and now Disney's live-action films. He's doing it for us. In 1,000 lifetimes, we could not repay this sacrifice. The Disney live-action fatigue is finally catching up. The animated Moana still feels fresh. It never really needed a live-action version. This guy said, but guys, it's the #1 movie in the whole wide world. I mean, just look at this screenshot. He looks terrible. Listen, I used to really like watching The Rock in movies, but he desperately needs a wake-up call. He needs to pick better scripts and better projects. Honestly, I kind of agree. When I was a kid growing up, I used to like The Rock. And I used to like watching him in movies as well. Like, The Scorpion King. I know it was bad, but I was a kid, right? I enjoyed it. Anyway, Hyperlove replied, the graphics look like a Spy Kids movie. Marcus replied, just enough money to pay for that terrible wig. And Dimian replied, is The Rock wearing a bodysuit in that image? And that wig is crazy. $250 million to make a movie again, but worse. The Rock sacrificing the little honor he had left to get rid of Disney's live actions. The Rock, when he sees a horrible movie, he can star in. Lee Moore Dabby replied, all the talent at Disney and they wasted on remakes instead of something new. Sancheezy, is that Aang? Sancheezy replied with, the critics,
it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Stepbro replied, that's wild, doing worse than Snow White. M. Kenobi quote tweeted, please let this be the end of live action remakes. Peachy Keenan quote tweeted, good, let the era of live action remakes die a quick death at last. One MCE replied, this should be Disney's sign to stop making live action remakes. Zimbabwe replied, Disney finding out a movie nobody wanted to see turned out to be a movie nobody wanted to see. Vaughn 2.0 replied, didn't need to be made, also looks stupid live action, feel bad for the lead actress being a part of this. Michael quote tweeted, maybe this will show them that we don't want live actions of every animated movie that they have. I think the more these cash grab live action remakes flop, the better things would be. Maybe Disney will finally take the hint and stop making them. It's one thing if these remakes were actually good or expanded on the original in a way that made it better, but most of the time they turn out worse, with worse writing and direction. At this point, it's pretty clear to a lot of people that these are just cash grabs. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you around.